Yeah.
Brown can't open as far as I can.
My
But
left.
he can come.
My left's about the same.
Yeah.
About the same. Yeah. This way.
Oh shit! Nothing. Okay, that's it. Now that's not even the thing. Watch this.
You can't go back.
That's it. Did you see the basketball video with me and Larry?
Yeah. How about turning?
Horrible. Okay, watch this one. All the way. See, that's why I can't initiate a hook anymore. I can't supinate far enough. Now the Pro Nation did just as bad. Watch.
So you're real tight.
Very. Is there anything I can do about that?
Buddy, I don't know if you want to.
Okay, I don't. I don't need any scrape shit.
You can get all that stuff taken out, and you'll get your range, but you'll lose all that stability.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like when I got mine cleaned out, so the thing is, what's good about you is it doesn't seem to, like, how is your hand? Does it fall asleep?
All the time. It has for a decade.
What about so it's falling asleep, but what about blood flow? Like, you got veins, like your veins in your right are just as good as, yes, you got lots of blood flow.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So with mine yeah, my hand was always asleep. Like, I'd wake up in the night and I'd have to,
Yeah.
Yeah. And
don't do that again.
Just wait, Mike. Just wait till just don't subscribe for my notifications, okay? Don't
You got only
but what happened is so I started to lose my blood flow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why you went in? That's why you had surgery?
It had to do with, for me it was the nerve, like, and the blood flow. So basically, like, my left arm was full of veins and, was able to heal, and my right arm was dying. I think that the bone was just starting to push on arteries and nerves, so that it was cutting off everything. Like, it was just, the arm was dying.
Well, my bone is pushed in and got a lot of nerve impingement, but I still have good blood flow. With the nerve impingement sucks,
I had both. I had nerve impingement and I had blood flow. They moved the nerve. So they moved my ulnar nerve, and they took out, the first time they went in, they took out a cup of bone, a whole cup.
Holy shit.
Yeah. And I probably didn't need a second surgery. It's just my expectations were a bit off, and they went in, we did another surgery, and they took out even more. But the thing is it's always going to suck.
Yeah.
Like, if you're doing competitive world level arm wrestling,
doing business, baby, you know what I mean?
It's always going to suck. And right away, if you were to get the surgery, right away, your arm is going to feel great. It will feel fantastic. But everything you know about arm wrestling
will have to change.
Everything.
Yeah.
You'll have like a brand new baby arm, and you'll have to learn right from the beginning. Yeah. So, probably at this point, I wouldn't advise you to do it.
Well, see, I don't know a doctor who said that they could fix it. Everyone who's talked to me said the only thing I could have is a complete elbow replacement, and I wouldn't be able to lift over 20 pounds. I'm like, well, that's no quality of life.
Well,
so I have the doctors here that you had, or back home that you have, because everyone is looking, I guess.
I guarantee that your elbow's worse than mine was. Guaranteed. But you're freezing up. Oh, you still there?
All right. There you go. We just won. All right.
Your elbow's for sure worse than mine is.
Okay, so here we go. Since that happened, topic of conversation. How would you prepare for Levon if you were me?
Oh my!
How would that?
Oh my God! Well, while I was in the Army, um, I got to, like I was really alive, like in a lot of ways, you're going off to war and you get yourself to this place where you realize that there's a good chance you're going to die. Like, and that's what it's going to take. And that's what you accept. And that's cool. And that's great. And then, so I had that. And then I had arm wrestling. And arm wrestling was kind of this thing that I mostly did for fun. Don't get me wrong, I trained hard. And then I met Dennis. And I realized that mindset that I had as a soldier, there's people bringing that to the arm wrestling table.
That's a different level, isn't it?
And I'm telling you, man, nowadays, super heavyweight world championship title, man, you are going to war. You are going on that, and that's why this has got to be locked in, man. This is not some halfway thing. Like, this is not something this is legacy. This is lifetime achievement stuff. This is stuff that you are willing to go all in for. And that's what it takes, man. Match like that, first thing is, am I willing to die to beat Levon? That's my first consideration. How much does it mean to me? Am I willing to kill myself for it? Because to me, that's how hard you need to push these days, in my opinion. That's where the title sits.
I mean, I really do. It's just we talked about this on our Presence of Greatness. It's just a different era. It's a different time. That the shit matters so much, and the level right now.
The level is high, man. It's high. Like, I feel like, I know for you, like, you're in Dubai, you're doing a lot of great work. You're doing great work for arm wrestling. You're bringing a lot of work. You're helping Larry Wheels, doing good work. But if you know that you got the match of your life,
I'm going back home to train.
You gotta lock yourself in a cave, man. You gotta
have to.
In a cave.
If I can, tunnel vision. As soon as they give me a day and say it's happening, I'm on a plane going home. Well, Larry's injured right now. He injured his lat. So our training the last 2 weeks has not been. Rebecca's been on me for the last 4 weeks. Like, you're not training as hard as you do back home. But honey, I'm doing different things. But back home, everything's at my house, just like you. I train handwritten for him every day.
Yeah, man.
We're doing it 3 times a week here, and I'm like, the content's great. It's an awesome experience. But if there's a match, I got to go home. I got to go home. So we actually, our return flight is next Wednesday, the 17th. So we had thought about changing it and this or that. But as of right now, the way it sits, I'm probably going home next week.
I've heard a lot of people talk about what you should do. And I always think that the most important thing for guys like us, guys who have got a lot of experience, is to get as strong and as healthy as you can be. That's right. Like,
we know how to arm wrestle, know what to do once we're in a war. We just have to be strong enough to make it a war.
Exactly.
I mean, that's it. It comes down to the fact I have to be strong enough to put this dude in deep water. I gotta be able to hang him out long enough, swim him out past the buoys, and drown his ass. It's just, if I'm not strong enough to do it, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter anything else. I have to have that power to be able to stop the match and work from there.
The first thing I would do is I would clear my vision. I would just clear it so that, and that's why it bothered me when Engen said that thing to you and you kind of acknowledged it. I would get that so far out of my mind. I would never, in a match like this, even start to think about beating him a certain way. I would just be thinking about beating him. To me, the middle is not where you want to be with Levon. Like,
no, I mean, that's where he dominates. And that's the thing. I'm not going to close. Say I have 12 weeks. Say I have 16 weeks. I'm not going to close the gap in those areas that he's significantly stronger than me. So I'm not even going to focus on that. I'm just going to focus on the couple of areas that I think I got him beat and just have him beat by more, so that those areas compromise that weakest link.
I do think that while everybody is saying King's move, there is a lot of video footage of him being beaten on the inside.
There is.
When you look at Gennady, when you look at Krasimir, it's been done in the past. Exactly, it's been done. So you can do those pressures. So I wouldn't think that it's all. I think you're going to have to fight. One of the things that I've always thought when I had these matches is, you have this place where you think you're going to get somebody, like whatever. If you think you're going to end up hanging him out here, whatever, I still think you need to approach the match like fundamentals right from the top. You're fighting him for every single little thing. And if he beats you there, that's fine. And it might end up here. But I don't think that you can ever think about running to a place. I think you have to fight him in the middle, let him beat you, because he's probably going to beat you there, but you still have to fight him in the middle. And then let the arm wrestling retreat fight process happen over that span instead of just conceding. You know what I mean?
No, I understand that a lot. I actually have a similar approach planned that I can't give out the details right now because this shit's gonna go out. And the dude might watch and be like, "Oh, I need to train this." But I mean,
we all know how to arm wrestle. We know how to arm wrestle here. It's gonna be awesome.
It is. And as far as that beat on the inside, that transitional press has been a kryptonite. If someone hangs him up, even with their wrist compromised, and they bring that shoulder in, as soon as his hand goes past his shoulder, his arm goes down.
I've seen it. That's interesting because to me, the two most difficult styles to counter, I mean, once you learn how to arm wrestle, is the King's move and the flop. Those are two very awkward styles that you need to know how to beat. And he's had problems with both of them.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I'm excited about it. I think it looks cool. What was the other thing there, honey? We're taking Ray out to Palm Jumeirah to go walk the boardwalk in front of Atlantis here in a little bit. But
what a great guy.
He's a good kid, man.
He's so
funny.
Smart.
We got with him yesterday, and we went downtown last night and saw Burj Khalifa all light up in the dancing fountains. But yeah, so it's been a pretty good stay here. As far as some of the cool stuff we've got to do. Here's a good one. It's a pretty simple one. Okay, so many people, and this was kind of, I don't want to sound, it was kind of my plan, but watching Levon beat Larry with those bands was going to be something that, oh my God, it's so impressive. And it was. But I do believe some Plinkoff could have done the same thing. Andre could have probably done the same thing. Dave Chafee might could do the same thing because of where their power lies. I don't have that power, right?
It is totally ridiculous. Okay, so is it completely relevant to arm wrestling? Not exactly, but it's close enough, and it's so impressive that I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. And I don't know. I mean, Dennis, maybe Dennis. Yeah. I don't think Andre had that going on.
You don't think so?
No. I mean, Andre was a hell of an arm wrestler, but I don't think he would have been able to take, what was it, 2 greens and 2 purples?
Yeah, it was 4 bands.
It's ridiculous. It's completely crazy. Yeah.
Well, I mean, people, the resistance is that is not in his hands, so I just got his cup. I'm like, the amount of side pressure you had to hold that, because the thing about those bands, if we put the bands around you or me, if we were the same level of arm wrestler as Larry, it wouldn't be as hard. But his back's so wide, those bands are stretched tight as shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you put that band around Larry, that's a short ass band. it was impressive. It was impressive, but I knew that I was going to get destroyed in that comparison, which was cool because I didn't want to come into this thing being the so somehow before I got here I became the favorite. I'm like, listen, I don't want to be the favorite. I didn't want to be the favorite. I don't like being the favorite. I want to be the guy that you're like, hey, there's no way he can win, whatever. Now, I didn't make that happen. Obviously, Levon was that strong. He did it himself. But I suspected he would be that strong. I mean, he was as strong as I expected him to be. So, maybe Rebecca's like, maybe stronger. Rebecca's like, he's a little stronger than I thought he was going to be. But I don't know. It's just exciting. And the thing is, you and I, at this point in our career, I need a challenge. And obviously, when you and I arm wrestle each other, we're competitive. We go all out. But having that guy that you're not supposed to be, having that freak who's supposed to have you beat in every area, having that challenge, having that opportunity to find out, is there a path? Do I have a lane? Can I wear this dude? I mean, because that's where the beauty comes in arm wrestling. It's not, I mean, yeah, I wish I was strong enough just to smack everybody. That'd be great. My arm would be way healthier. But it's the unknown is what makes this match so exciting to me.
It's a big test for Levon also. It's a huge test for you. It's a huge test for Levon also. It's a big match. It's the match that the entire arm wrestling world needs. I'm so excited about it. Yeah, I just want you to stay healthy and focus on your strength. And don't start doing your bench presses and your deadlifts and all that crazy stuff you do sometimes.
Wants to jump the camera and be like, I told you, Michael.
My God, right?
Just stick to your bicep curls and your rising and your art arm and all that stuff you do, and don't tear anything, don't blow anything. Drink lots of water.
In 2016, when we had that practice, you even said that was never felt. It was, but I kept pushing the boundaries on those lifts, and I tore my lat. And then 12 days later, I tore my pec. I was like, fuck. And that was bad because Rebecca's like, you need to back off. You're really strong right now. You need to back off. I'm like, shut up. I know what I'm doing. And sure enough, that damn pride, But
well, something I notice now in at being in my 40s, and I've really noticed this, especially with this new type of training that I'm doing, right? Because I only work out my right arm. So my left gets a ton of rest, a lot of rest. And I'm telling you, man, there is a lot. And John Brzezinski used to say that kind of thing too, right? Like where he would rest a lot. And I think that there is a lot to be said just for resting. I know it sounds so silly, but I think if you just went into this match really rested, you'll do well. You're not going to get any weaker. You're not. I'm telling you, like if you take time off.
I had a match and you were telling me this shit, I think you'd be full of shit. I was like, you trying to sandbag me, but you really believe it, huh?
I do. I think that, and I'll tell you. So when I look back at my career, so I play around with a lot of different stuff, a lot of different protocols. I've done so many different systems. One of my very best days of competition ever was the 2016. So 2016 for the WAL finals. I feel like I had a really good showing. I feel like I won the right and the left. I mean, I don't want to say comfortably, but like I was not losing. I don't.
It looked like you had you made the matches closer than what they really were. You were showing out that.
I was really good that day, and what happened was the timing was pretty tight. So we had basically the way that was is so there was 2015, and they did it kind of weird that year with the qualifications. They did this whole ranking thing where so long as you were kind of active, you got yourself in the tournament.
Yeah.
Like, if you hit like one event, they had all these qualifiers. If you hit like kind of one event, you were good. So you didn't really have to compete at all. You could hold a qualifier, and it could be you and your buddy pull each other, and you're good. You're in. And
Yeah.
and I already was good because I won before, so they basically grandfathered me in. So I had no events. I had a full year to prep, and the Northern Regionals were like, I think they were close. I think it was like 5 weeks before the finals. So I tapered for the Northern Regionals. I did a 3-week or 3 or 4 week taper, which is pretty normal for me. Most of the time, like 3-week, 4-week taper, that's pretty normal. But then because it was 5, like, so then 5 weeks after the Northern Regionals is the finals, I basically rested for pretty much 5 weeks. I did almost nothing. I did a little bit of rehab after the event, and I did nothing. And man, felt good. Felt really good.
It just seems so odd that would work, you know?
Yeah. Well, I'm finding it now with my left. I haven't done anything for a year. I've done nothing, and
And strong and healthy, huh?
it's good. It's just healthy. It's just healthy. Like all the work you've done over 30 years, that's not just gonna disappear.
What?
Anyway, it's
What?
always.
Say it one more time. What, honey? Oh, okay. So she's instructing me. I'm telling you, she's the key to the success of this channel.
Oh, I heard him talking about
Like
his
Igor.
life.
So what do
Like,
you what
he's
do
like
you
Igor.
So what I got a question here that I'm gonna ask and we'll wrap it up. But before that, what do you want your next match to be? Left-handed, what do you
You go bring home that world title, Mike.
There you go. See, I knew you had ulterior motives. Come on, Mike, you can do it.
Come on, man. Bring it home. Bring it home.
Yeah. All right. So that means you want to pull me left-handed, is that what you're saying?
I worry that's all you might have left after this match.
Oh man, that would be bad. It'd be worth it to find out though. I mean, people are like, oh, what? Aren't you afraid he's gonna hurt you? I'm like, no. I mean, it's arm wrestling. What's the worst gonna happen?
I like I see it a bunch of the different ways. I would love to pull you again. I would love it. Like, I mean, there's different levels of matches. Like you got the last one. You got the hammer. You might be the world champ. You're here in North America. You're in the WAL. We get a chance to pull, dude. I'm coming at you. I'm all in. Jerry. It was so fun to beat Jerry last time. I'd like to beat him again. Just, because Jerry's fun to beat. And I know that he thinks he can beat. I know.
We spoke about that match, but it looked like you gave him so much after you knew that you could beat him inside. If you beat him to the press, that you just, let's play around some.
No,
I mean,
that's not true at all. But Bart,
it looks
difficult for me. Bart made it tricky. But
Bart made
it a bit tricky for me that night. But Jerry for me, like, I think that the key to beating Jerry is actually inside. Like that's the way you beat Jerry. But
like how Travis 2016, that was perfection. You know,
yeah.
I hate
one time
side pressure from the wrist, shoulder commitment. I mean, it's beautiful.
But
that was the best Travis look, by the way. 2016 was the best I've ever seen Travis look.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, his dad dying, I think, had a lot to do with it.
I think it drove him to be the best he could be that year.
I think so. I would like to still arm wrestle guys from the East at the high level. I tell you, I don't know how long I can compete in the super heavyweights at that level. I don't know. I'm going to keep doing it as long as I can, but it's tough, man. It's tough. Like, I'd love to pull, like, some of the guys who are, like Gennady, Vitali. I'd love to pull some of these new guys coming up, like some of the guys like from Kazakhstan and stuff, before I kind of, get kind of pushed down to like more of a farm level where I'm just having more fun, which is inevitable. It's inevitable.
It's a fun place to be, just to get to arm wrestle because you love it,
Yeah. Yeah.
Under defending that title or whatever. It's awesome and it's inspiring, motivating, but damn, it's a lot of work. You know,
It is.
I mean, it takes some of the fun out of it. It really does. I mean, you don't get to just enjoy it like you used to because it is. There's so much pressure added to, like you said, legacy or whatever. Maybe you don't feel that. I put a lot of pressure on myself, but I just love arm. Like I want to be in an RV and driving around the United States arm wrestling and doing beat the champs and using arm-bet and picking you up at the airport and us rolling around for a week together and just having fun. I mean, that's what I miss about arm wrestling, you know?
You
And
know,
I think, so here's.
oh, go ahead.
Go ahead. Well, that's what I was going to lead into. What do you, in the next 5 to 10 years, I mean, what do you think arm wrestling is going to look like? I mean, do you see athletes moving away from contracts and just doing more social media stuff? Do you think we're going to have these freaks that come in because arm wrestling is big enough at that point? Or what do you see the climate look like in 5 to 10 years?
Man, I wish I could see 2 weeks in front of me. Seriously, like the world is crazy. I had no idea the last year.
I want to go home because I don't know what's going on. You know, you guys are locked down. Things are different. I don't even know what it looks like in America right now. So getting back home and just kind of getting comfortable and I don't know. It's just weird. Like things are tightening up here. Things are tightening up here in Dubai.
I think it's really hard for me to predict. I think that, I mean, I hope that leagues continue to gain in strength, and I hope that athletes learn from early in their career that it's important for them to manage their own social profiles. I hope that we get things like betting. I hope we continue to get better communication. I hope it gets in the schools. I hope a lot for arm wrestling. But really, I mean, the main thing that you can do is really just control yourself. So the way I kind of look at it is, in martial arts, you got your belts.
Yeah.
And basically at the beginning, it's all about just being a better and better and better fighter. That's it. And that's how you kind of get your black belt and you win big tournaments and you get higher and higher grades. But as you advance, there's other ways that you continue to get higher grades, and that's through advancing in levels of organization and community. And what I would like to see is I feel like we have this big group of black belts and beyond in our sport. There's tons of us. There's tons of us all over the world. And I would love if we can all just continue to kind of try and talk and get together and make things better. With our knowledge base and the things that we've learned, and just continue to grow the arm wrestling family and community,
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, how's arm bets moving forward? Or where are you guys at right now?
It's really good. It's really exciting. I'll tell you right now, like right today, we are having some, there's a little bit of an issue just because I am such a terrible businessman. I'm terrible. Like I did 20 years in the Army where we were all brothers and sisters and there was an understanding about how everything worked. And now I'm learning about business and I'm terrible at it. I'm terrible at it. But I've also realized that it has to be done right. Otherwise, it's of massive detriment as you move forward. So I'm dealing with some business issues in ArmBet so that ArmBet can be as great as possible. And I am really committed to that. We'll just figure it out. We'll figure it out. Stand by. The vision is long. Yeah.
Good deal. Man, I'm glad things are going well for you. What are you weighing right now?
Probably 250. 250.
Yeah, that's what I figured. See, yeah. I'm on 60 right now, 264.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, go for it, buddy. I think it's going to happen. I do. I know it seems up in the air right now, but I feel like the world is primed for it. I feel like there's too many forces that will push so hard to make it happen. And even though I think Levon was under a lot of pressure when he said what he said. I think that he's got to want the match, and this is the best time it can ever happen.
I 100% agree with that. I mean,
Yeah.
I think so. Real quick? Do you think I should gain weight for this match? I'm 260, 265 right now. I'm fit. Or should it just be about gaining power in those particular areas, or healing and resting? I mean, do you think I need to be bigger?
Well,
or do you think so big, adding 20 pounds isn't going to matter to me?
it's hard to say, isn't it?
I mean, because for me, I don't want the added weight to be a detriment to where I can't breathe, or I'm not as active, I don't have as good a cardio or whatever. I mean, I feel like for me, something similar to where I'm at right now. I just need to be as healthy and as strong as I can possibly be, and then go into that thing confident,
I think it would be wrong of me to tell you how to prepare for the match. I think that you've got a really good understanding of where you need to be. And I think that you just need to see yourself winning and just get to that spot where it's a reality.
There you go. Visualization, baby. Visualization.
Yeah. But it's not going to be one on the scale.
No. And the
You
thing is,
you don't need to even step on that thing. You don't even need to step on it. But we know, be strong. You
got to. All right. So I come back victorious, and I'm the overall champion of the world. When are we going to do this thing? When are we going to do this thing, Devon?
That'll be up to you, because you'll probably be all beat up, and you'll probably need a couple months to lick your wounds.
Quit trying to speak that shit into existence. For one, you think I'm only going to have my left arm, and now I'm going to be beat up for 2 months.
Well, hey, man, if you win, you probably won't want to see me right afterwards. But you tell me when you're ready, because I am going to, Mike, next time we see each other, I'm beating you.
All right. So let me tell you, I didn't think about this until the other day. Rebecca told me, if I lose, I got to give him the legacy hammer. That means both hammers are in Eastern Europe.
Yeah.
I can't let that be the fate of the legacy hammer. I have to represent.
That's the beauty of it, man. That's the beauty of that. I hope that thing travels all around. Look, if you lose it, that sucks. But I think it's so cool that thing will find the number one guy. Because from there, I mean, where does it go? Like,
I don't know. But all right, so, I guess we'll wrap it up.
Okay, buddy.
Even that you're gonna next time we arm wrestle. So I mean, you got to have something to shoot for, right?
Good luck, man. Everybody over here is cheering for you.
I appreciate the support, man. I really do. I agree. I think it's gonna happen. I think we're gonna get to find out. But like I said, I'll get back home probably in a week or so. Keep in touch with you, and as soon as you're cleared to leave Canada, if this match is a good deal and you can make it down before the match, I'd love to get some training in.
It's not even that big. I'm so disappointed. One day.
Show the right again. The right looks really good.
The right's better. Later, buddy.